Live from Rapid City, Post 22 Baseball is on the air. Veterans Classic Showdown once again. Day 2 of the tournament features a highly anticipated rematch. The Billings Royals coming to Rapid City to take on your Post 22 Hardhats. With that being said, we say good evening and we welcome you inside our press box here from Floyd Fitzgerald Stadium. Mark Benetti alongside you in Rudy's Corner, bringing you all of tonight's Post 22 Hardhats baseball here on ESPN Rapid City, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM. Both these teams clashed way back in May, on May 12th, and the Royals, by virtue of 10 innings, got the win and handed the Hardhats what was their first of now 4 losses on the season. Post 22 comes into this 28th game of their season with a 23-4 record and 1-0 in Veterans Classic action. We'll recap what's happened in the tournament so far before we kick it to the anthem and a commercial break, and we'll bring you the lineups on the opposite side of that. Northern Colorado today, the Roughnecks fell to the Billings Royals in the matchup prior to this one. 5-3 was the final score, and then the Post 22 Expos got a 13-4 win over Taconite, Minnesota. That brings the standings at this point through 2-ish games to 2-1 for the Roughnecks. They're on top of the leaderboard. The Royals and the Hardhats are both 1-0. The Expos have a 1-2 record, and Taconite still has yet to find its first win of the tournament. Folks, we're going to take a step aside and come right back after the national anthem with first pitch and the starting lineups here on ESPN Rapid City and on Hardhats-TV. The second we get ready to start off this evening's ball game between the Billings Royals and the Post 22 Hardhats, the rain starts to fall. That might be a storyline moving forward in this highly anticipated rematch between the Billings Royals and your Post 22 Hardhats. Mark Benetti alongside you in Rudy's Corner here from Floyd Fitzgerald Stadium for Game 2 for Post 22 of Veterans Classic tournament action. The Veterans Classic is brought to you by Rapid Car Wash, located on 1735 Haynes Avenue in Rapid City. Let's go ahead and give you the starting lineups for the Billings Royals and then the defensive alignments for the Hardhats. Leading off for the Royals is number 13, Connor Polkowski. He's in the hot corner at third base. Batting second is number 15, Carson Klumpian. He is at the shortstop position. Batting third is number 11, Jarrett Linewand. He's the backstopper and catcher. And in the cleanup position for the Royals is number 20, Dawson Smith, and he is out at first base. Batting fifth is number 30, Sam Evenson. He's the designated hitter tonight for the Royals. Batting sixth is number 44, Jaden Kay, out at second base. Batting seventh, is number 2, Cade Torgerson. He's patrolling left field. Batting 8th is number 10, Atticus Bryan, patrolling right field. And rounding out the batting order in the 9th spot is number 1, Michael Moorhead. He's patrolling center field. Defensive alignment for the Hardhats has Zach Cholas and his left arm on the mound paired up with his catcher, Ryan Schmidt. At first base is Jace Caldwell. At second is Mason Messenger. At shortstop is Cooper Bowman. And in the hot corner at third is Matt Hegre. Left to right in the outfield, Alex Weaver, Connor King, and Zach Sumption. As I mentioned before, moments ago, it just started to rain. It is 78 degrees out. There is cloud cover. And we look like we're ready to rock and roll here. Or Game 2 of the Veterans Classic, brought to you by Rapid Car Wash. Zach Cholas, his first pitch is a called strike to Connor Polkowski, and he starts ahead of him 0-1. Zach Cholas, a fantastic season so far for the young lefty for the Hardhats. Came off of a near no-hit bid in his last start, and he throws another pitch called strike, a fastball at the knees inside, 0-2 to Polkowski. Cholas, this will be his 6th appearance, all of them by virtue of a start, a 2-1 record under his belt. Looking for a K in his first batter faced. 0-2 from Cholas to Polkowski. Just missed, low and away, and the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Cholas has 19 innings of work under his belt. Team leading 2nd on the team, 32 strikeouts to 14 walks. Next pitch is fouled right in front of the Hardhats dugout by Polkowski. Ball and 2 strikes. 32 strikeouts to 14 walks. He's only allowed 6 hits on the year in his 19 innings of work. 7 runs allowed, only 4 of them earned, and he's also hit 3 batsmen, a 1.47 ERA. 1-2 pitch, too far inside, and that'll even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes to Connor Polkowski. Highly anticipated rematch between both of these teams. They last met in Billings on May 12th. 2-2, swung on and missed, strike 3, and that'll do it for Connor Polkowski. Strikeout number 1 for Zach Cholas. 1 up, 1 down for the Hardhats on defense now brings this to Carson Klumpien, the shortstop. That game went 2 hours and 22 minutes, which is hard to believe for a 10-inning game. The Hardhats on back-to-back doubles on their last out in the top of the 9th, forced extra innings, but fell 3-2 in the 10th. First pitch from Cholas to Klumpien is low and inside for ball 1. 1-0 the count here to Klumpien. He has a bases empty and 1 out here in the top of the first. We just started not even a minute ago. Next pitch, showed bunt and pulled back. Pitch was too far inside, 2-0 now to Klumpien. 2 balls, no strikes. Cholas looks into Schmidt for his sign. Full windup for the lefty. And the 2-0 is high and inside for ball 3. 3-0 now from Cholas to Klumpien. And here's the 3-0 from Cholas. Called strike. Fastball at the knees. And it's now 3-1. Last start that Cholas had was on Sunday against the Dickinson Rough Riders. He went into the 7th inning with a no-hitter, lost it on a leadoff double. Next pitch is swung on and pushed opposite field to Jace Caldwell. He tells everybody, "I've got this, guys." Touches first nonchalantly for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for the Hardhats on defense, and that'll now bring us to Jarrett Linewand, the catcher. Cholas was on fire in that game. He struck out 11 and walked 4 in 6+ innings of work. Gave up a leadoff double to start that 7th. Eventually gave up 3 runs, only 2 of which were earned. Here comes Jarrett Linewand, the catcher, and his first pitch misses low and away for ball 1. And that's the benefit to having a guy like Cholas, who as young as he is, he understands that as a pitcher, in order to see success, you have to be able to throw strikes, and he was on point in his last start on Sunday. 1-0 pitch is too far inside. 2 balls, no strikes now from Cholas to Linewand. Bases are empty for Linewand, with 2 outs here in the top of a scoreless first inning. We started this game 4 minutes ago at 6:53. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Pitch is swung on, ball's hit high in the air to shallow right. Messenger comes from second, then realizes Sumption's there from right. He makes the catch, and that will end the top half of the first. Well, the Billings Royals go down in 1-2-3 fashion, which, as we all know for the Hardhats on defense, means no runs, hits, errors, or anybody left on base. We've played half an inning of 7 of baseball tonight, and the Hardhats and the Royals are scoreless. We'll take a step aside, and when we come back, the Hardhats will have their first swings of the bat. Connor King, Matt Hegre, and Cooper Bowman scheduled to hit in that order here on ESPN Rapid City and on Hardhats-TV. The Hardhats transition now from defense to offense. They'll take their first swings of the ball game against Brooks Zimmer, the righty on the mound for the Royals, who struck out 7 in 7 innings in his start against the Hardhats back on May 12th. And what was a 3-2 extra inning win for the Royals. The Hardhats batting order features the leadoff man, number 13, Connor King, patrolling center field. Batting second, number 21, Matt Hegre in the hot corner at third. Batting third, number 22, Cooper Bowman at the shortstop position. In cleanup, number 23 is Jack Sorensen, a designated hitter. Batting fifth, number 30, Jace Caldwell playing at first base. Batting sixth, number 15, Zach Sumption patrolling right field. Batting seventh, number 18, Alex Weaver patrolling left field. Batting eighth is number 25, Ryan Schmidt, the backstopper and catcher. And rounding out the batting order in the ninth spot is number 12, Mason Messenger, and he's out at second base. Connor King looks at ball one from Zimmer to start off his count. King batting .324 coming into this matchup, and he looks at a first pitch called strike on the outside corner at his knees. It's 1-1. Brooks Zimmer, quite a gifted righty on the mound, has already gotten the best of the Hardhats once. Here is the 1-1 pitch. Misses low and away to King, the only lefty in the lineup. 2-1. Zimmer is very quick to go back to work. He doesn't take a lot of time, just gets right to it. 2-1 pitch to King. Missed just outside, and it's 3-1. Connor King on the season's walked 18 times compared to 13 Ks. Pitch away from 19 walks, and that pitch is inside, but it broke the corner of the plate for strike two. And the count goes full to the Hardhats leadoff man. First payoff pitch of the entire ball game between both of these teams. And the payoff to King is up high above his letters for ball four. And Connor King draws a leadoff walk to bring up Matt Hegre with a man on first. Defensive alignment for the Royals features Brooks Zimmer and his right arm on the mound, paired up with the catcher, Jarrett Linewand. On first is Dawson Smith, second Jaden Kay, at shortstop Carson Klumping, and in the hot corner is Connor Polkowski at third. Left to right in the outfield, Cade Torgerson, Michael Moorhead, and Atticus Bryan. We have yet to see a pitch to Hegre because there was a check down to first and King was back. Hegre batting above 300 coming into this matchup at .309 against the Royals. He drops down the bunt, and it comes right back to Zimmer on the mound. Fields' throw to first is in time for out number one. Well-dropped sacrifice by Matt Hegre. That'll advance Connor King to scoring position, and it brings up the most lethal offensive threat in this lineup, the shortstop Cooper Bowman. Coming into this matchup with a .478 average. That leads the team. Team leading 36 ribbies, team leading 39 runs, on a team leading 44 hits, 10 doubles, 6 triples, 4 home runs. Oh, and he leads in singles too with 24. We can't leave any of that out. Cooper Bowman with the man in scoring position on second and one out here in the bottom of the first. We are still scoreless. Bowman batting .541 when there's a runner on either second or third this season. Zimmer looks to the man at second and King. And the first pitch to Bowman is a called strike. Broke the inside corner just below his letters. It's 0-1 to the Hardhats shortstop. King takes his lead off a second, clumping in close distance to the bag, trying to keep him tethered. 0-1 pitch. Misses low and away, and the count will even up at a ball and a strike for Bowman. It's always fun to watch a runner on second and see how the pitcher reacts, especially in the early stages of a scoreless game. It's a game of cat and mouse. Zimmer takes a peek over. Here comes the 1-1 to Bowman. Called strike, a fastball, well zipped at his knees. 1-2. Great velocity there from Zimmer. Primarily pitches out of this stretch, so this is nothing new for him as far as his approach. He didn't really have much of a windup against King with the base path empty. 2 strikes the count. And Zimmer deals to Bowman. Caught him looking, strike 3. A big K at the plate for Zimmer. 2 down with Connor King still on second. And that'll bring us to the designated hitter, Jack Sorensen. Sorensen batting .368 with runners in scoring position and .361 overall on the season. Officially 26 for 72. Zimmer looks to King at second. And first pitch to Sorensen is outside. A breaking ball, it's 1-0. Sorensen on the year, 3 extra base hits, or excuse me, 3 doubles, 4 triples, and a home run, so 8 extra base hits. 26 runs knocked in. Second best on the team behind Bowman's 36. Zimmer steps off the rubber to ponder his next pitch, and now it looks like we're ready to go again. Ball and no strikes to count here to Sorensen with a man on second. 2 outs, bottom of a scoreless first. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. And the count evens up at a ball and a strike for Sorensen. Post 22, and the Billings Royals, the only undefeated records remaining in this tournament. By the end of tonight, both teams will have 2 games under their belt. One will be 2-0, the other one will be 500. Next pitch to Sorensen is swung on and missed. 1-2 now the count to Sorensen. King standing on second in scoring position. Zimmer takes his time getting a sign. It looks like he and Line Wand have agreed on one. 1-2 pitch to Sorensen. Swung on and the ball is weakly hit to short. Klumpien charges in on the run. He's going to hang on to the ball. King slides off a third and retreats right back. So he is safe. An infield single for Jack Sorensen. If there was any pop on that ball, it would have been the end of the inning, no doubt. But it was a slow roller to short. Sorensen able to take advantage, and King nearly tripped on himself, rounding third and then stopping. So now Jace Caldwell comes up with men 90 feet to his left and right. 2 outs here in a scoreless bottom of the first. His first pitch is fouled to the meshing behind home plate, and he starts off 0-1. Among qualified hitters, Caldwell's the second best batter on the Hardhats roster with a .417 batting average. And with runners in scoring position, is batting .379. Zimmer, 0-1 pitch. Misses low and away, and the count will even up 1-1. Ball and a strike to count to Caldwell with men on first and third. Zimmer, 1-1 pitch. Swung on, and the ball's ripped foul in a Rapid Creek. First base side out of play, it's 1-2. Coach Torvey highly praised Caldwell's ability to hit when we had our interview on the Hard Hat Hour earlier this week. And it's his approach. And it's the fact that Jace all fall long played against junior college competition with Big Sky. So he's ready for just about anything. Runner goes. 1-2 pitch is fouled just over our press box. And the count will hold at a ball and 2 strikes. Men on the corners here for Caldwell. 2 outs in the bottom of the first, and we're still scoreless. Zimmer checks to first. Sorensen's back. And nothing comes of it. King retreats to third, and now both gentlemen will reestablish their leads off of their respective bags. Ball and 2 strikes to count here to Caldwell. And Zimmer deals. Low and away, runner goes, and Sorensen will be allowed to pass to second. King stays put on third. 2 men in scoring position here for Caldwell, so a glorious opportunity for the Hardhats to draw first blood against the Billings Royals. 2-2 pitch, and Zimmer deals. Swung on, and the ball's hit right back to him on the mound. Zimmer, nonchalant, tossed to first in time, and that'll end it. So the Hardhats, no runs on a hit, No errors charged to the Royals, and 2 men left in scoring position. And at the end of 1 full inning out of 7 of regulation tonight, the Royals and the Hardhats are deadlocked at zeros. We'll take a step aside, folks, and we'll come right back with the top half of the second inning. Heart of the order due up for the Royals with Smith, Evenson, and Kay scheduled to hit in that order. We'll be right back in 30 seconds here on ESPN Rapid City and on Hardhats-TV. Post 22 Hard Hats Baseball here on ESPN Rapid City is presented by Courtesy Subaru, Shields, Qdoba Mexican Eats, Renewal by Anderson, Sicky's Garage Burgers and Brews, the Mustang Disaster Cleanup, and the Man Salon. And the Veterans Classic is brought to you by Rapid Wash Car Wash, 1735 Haynes Avenue here in Rapid City. Top of the second inning now coming to us, and Dawson Smith will lead off for the Royals against the lefty and Zach Cholas. And the first pitch skips low for ball 1 inside. 1-0 the count to Smith. He is followed in order by Sam Evenson, the designated hitter, and Jaden Kay, the second baseman. Smith playing at first base tonight for the Royals. Full windup for the lefty. 1-0 from Cholas. Swung on, balls lined right to Chase Caldwell in his glove for out number 1. That was a scorcher, and Caldwell fielded it like he's done that a million times. 1 up, 1 down for the Hardhats on defense, and now Sam Evenson, the designated hitter, comes up. The first lefty that Cholas, a left-handed pitcher, will see. First windup from Cholas, swung on and missed. 0-1 the count to Evenson. The pitch got away from Schmidt, so I was waiting to see if the umpire was going to signal a foul tip, but no such signal came. 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball, missed low. And the count will even up at a ball and a strike to Sam Evenson. One ball, 1 strike. Cholas deals. Called strike at the knees, inside corner. It's 1-2. A nice fastball from Cholas. Looking for his second K of the start. 1-2. Skips low, and the count will even up at 2-2. Schmidt gets the block, but there's no one on base to take advantage of the ball skipping away despite the block. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sam Evenson, the designated hitter. Lefty on lefty matchup. First one tonight for Cholas. Here is the 2-2. Just missed low and away, and the count goes full. First payoff pitch for Cholas in this start, and it comes on pitch number 21. Here comes the payoff pitch, and that's outside, ball 4. Cholas couldn't locate the zone there. He missed it by quite the margin. And so that'll be a 1-out walk issue to Sam Evenson, and that'll bring up Jaden Kay, the second baseman. Kay is a man on first with 1 out here in the top of the second. Both teams still deadlocked in a scoreless duel. Cholas looks to first, and first pitch is a called strike to Kay, 0-1. Kay, a very open stance. Right-handed batter, very open. And he looks like the way he's set up that he's going to try and pull this one hard. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, and the ball's actually pushed to the opposite side of the field. But in foul territory down the first base line, it's 0-2 quickly to Kay. Cholas in the driver's seat here with a ton of options to employ. Trying to register either the out at the plate or force Kay to hit into a double play. The double play would end the inning. Cholas checks back to first, and the tag's not there in time. Evenson slipped on the bag, but it doesn't seem like anything negative came of that, both by injury or an out at the bag. No balls, 2 strikes. And Cholas deals to Kay. Breaking ball high and away. 1-2. Cholas looks into Schmidt for the sign and agrees on 1. Checks to first, 1-2 pitch. Just missed. High and away, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes now to K. Cholos will try again for the punch out. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And that's out number 2 of the inning, and Cholos registers his second strikeout of the start. 2 down with still a man on first, and that'll bring us to Kate Torgerson, the left-handed hitting left fielder. Second lefty for Cholos to face. First pitch. Swung on, ball's pushed to the opposite side of the field. Bowman, the stop pitch short. Throw on the run to second in time. And that'll end the inning on the 6-4 fielder's choice. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left out of the base path for the Royals. We have played an inning and a half of baseball out of 7 of regulation in this highly anticipated rematch. And the Hardhats and the Royals are still scoreless. We'll take a step aside and come right back with the bottom of the second. Hardhats back to the sticks with Zach Sumption, Alex Weaver, and Ryan Schmidt in that order, scheduled to hit. We'll be right back in 30 seconds here on ESPN Rapid City and on Hardhats-TV. Hardhats will come back to the sticks against Brooks Zimmer here in the bottom half of the second inning at Floyd Fitzgerald Stadium. A lot of zeros on the board right now. For the Royals, it's no runs, no hits, no errors, and for the Hardhats, no runs on a hit with no errors as well. Mark Benetti alongside you here on ESPN Rapid City, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM, and as always, stream live on the internet on Hardhats-TV. Day 2 of Veterans Classic tournament action, and the Veterans Classic is presented by Rapid Wash Car Wash, located on 1735 Haynes Avenue. Zach Sumption swings and misses at his first pitch from Brooks Zimmer, which was a fastball. 0-1 the count. And Zimmer's 0-1 pitch. Swung on, ripped foul, but it goes over the wall and into Rapid Creek, first base side. Quickly, Sumption behind 0-2. He's hitting just under 300, a 293 batting average, and his hitting's really picked up these last few games. Zimmer's 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3, and that is out number 1 of the bottom half of the second. Second strikeout of the start for Brooks Zimmer as well. 1 up, 1 down for the Hardhats. Now brings us to Alex Weaver, batting just ahead of Sumption with a 295 average. Weaver with an empty base path and 1 out here in the bottom of the first. First pitch is fouled over Catch-22. Shameless plug for Catch-22. You can get all of your merchandise there. Doesn't look like it's, oh no, it is open right now. So for those listening in the crowd, go get yourself some Post-22 swag. 0-1 to Weaver. Called strike, had a nice breaking ball from Zimmer. 0-2. Weaver, 5 extra base hits on the season, 4 doubles and 1 triple. He hits a comebacker right to Zimmer. Easy toss to first for the out. 1-3 in the book, 2 up, 2 down. Now brings us to the catcher, Ryan Schmidt. That is twice that a comebacker has been hit to Brooks Zimmer. So here comes Schmidt, batting .328, and his first pitch misses at his letters for ball 1. Off-speed pitch from Zimmer. Mason Messenger, the 9-hole hitter, patiently waits in the on-deck circle. 1-0 pitch, swung on and missed on a fastball. And Schmidt's count evens up at a ball and a strike. If Schmidt's the last out, 8, 9, and 1 are due up for the Royals in the top of the third. 1-1 pitch, swung on, ball is pushed opposite field and foul down the first base line. It's 1-2 now to the Hardhat backstopper. And 8, 9, and 1 for the Royals would be Atticus Bryan, the right fielder, Michael Moorhead, the center fielder, and then back to the top to third baseman Connor Polkowski. Having some trouble getting the ball back to Zimmer on the mound. Looks like the Keystone Cops out there for right now, and now we go with the old standby of the umpire hands the catcher the ball and throws the ball to the pitcher. Bold strategy, Cotton. 1-2 pitch to Schmidt is outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. That was a tad bit unnecessary sequence of events there trying to get the ball back. 2-2 pitch. Swung on and the ball is chopped foul. Schmidt was a tad bit late on it. And then on top of it, 2-2. Sometimes every now and then you run into that funny moment with baseball where you can just sit back and laugh and appreciate it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Zimmer shakes off a sign, agrees quickly. 2-2 to Schmidt is high and away. And the count goes full to the hard hat catcher. No surprise that it's hard to hit off of Zimmer. 7 strikeouts, 4 hits, and 7 innings in the last matchup between both of these teams. And the next pitch is at the letters of Schmidt, and it draws a 2-out walk. And now Mason Messenger comes up with a man on first and 2 outs here in the bottom of the second, still in a scoreless deadlock between the Royals and the Hard Hats. Messenger on the season, batting .255. And first pitch from Zimmer. Called strike, fastball outside corner, it's 0-1. Messenger is the only man in this lineup that did not play against the Royals. He was still nursing an injury that he had suffered prior to the start of the year. 0-1 pitch, swung on, hit opposite field to the first base side. Jaden Kay gets the stop at second, and the throw to first is in time, and that will end the bottom half of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, and a man left on the base path. We've played 2 innings of baseball here at the Fitz. The Hard Hats and the Royals still looking for the first run of the ball game, deadlocked at 2 zeros on either side of the scoreboard. Take a step aside, and when we come back, Atticus Bryan will lead off for the Billings Royals in the top of the third here on ESPN Rapid City and on Hardhats-TV. Two innings of baseball have been played between the Royals and the Hard Hats, and only 1 hit has been registered between both sides. Numbers across the board for the Royals through 2 innings of baseball, no runs, hits, or errors, and for the Hard Hats, no runs on the only hit of the ball game with no errors. Mark Benetti alongside you here on ESPN Rapid City, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM. And don't forget, for all those Rapid City Rush fans tuning in, I'm looking forward to coming back for a 6th season of broadcasting, the ECHL affiliate of the National Hockey League's Minnesota Wild. All of our season ticket plans are on sale now. Call the Rush office at 716-7825, and Jeremy, Eric, and Aaron will all take care of you. Zach Cholis back on the mound, and he deals a first pitch ball low and away to the third lefty he's faced in the lineup, Atticus Bryan, the right fielder. Bryan followed by Moorhead, the center fielder, and back to the top to Polkowski, the third baseman. Next pitch is ripped foul on the meshing behind home plate, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. Post 22 in the Billings Royals. I've said it multiple times. A highly anticipated rematch between these two. In a scoreless deadlock, it is as advertised. 1-1 pitch, swung on and missed. That was a pitch inside, 1-2. Cholis looking for K number 3 to start off the top of the third. Full windup for the lefty. 1-2 pitch. Caught him looking. Strike 3. And that's K number 3 for Cholis for out number 1 of the top half of the third inning. 1 up, 1 down for the Hard Hats bring us to Michael Moorhead, the center fielder. Base path empty for Moorhead, a right-handed batter, with 1 out here in the top of a scoreless third. He shows bunt. He drops it up on the mound, and Schmidt fields it. Throw to first is not in time. And that's the first hit of the ball game for the Royals. A bunt single with 1 out for Moorhead puts him on the base path. That brings us back to the top to Connor Polkowski. I'll tell you the exact reason why that was a bunt single. Lack of decision-making between Cholis and Schmidt on who should have fielded the ball. No one gave each other the right of way until the last moment, and even then it was too late. First pitch to Polkowski hit high in the air to shallow center. King calls off Bowman coming in from center, and he makes the catch for out number 2. So one pitch on the next batter to register a very quick and key second out. And that'll bring us to Carson Klumping, the shortstop. Polkowski now is 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. Klumping's 0 for 1 with an unassisted ground out to first. First pitch nearly hit him. It broke inside. 1-0. Still a man on first for the Royals, and that's Michael Moorhead, who got on by virtue of a bunt single. Ball and no strikes here to Klumping. And the 1-0. Swung on, ball's lined hard into right center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. It's going to go all the way to the warning track. King fields it on the warning track. Rounding third, heading home is Moorhead. Moorhead is in safe. It's a 2-out RBI triple for Carson Klumping, and the Royals strike first in this rematch. It's a 1-0 lead with 2 outs and a man 90 feet from home here in the top half of the third. Michael Moorhead scored all the way from first for the Royals. And now Jarrett Linewand comes up with a man 90 feet to his left. And 2 outs here in the top of the third. No longer a scoreless deadlock. First pitch from Cholis is upstairs, a fastball. It's 1-0. Linewand's 0 for 1. He flew out to right field to end a 1-2-3 top half of the first. Here is the 1-0 pitch. Called strike. Fastball caught the inside part of the plate. 1-1. Hardhats trailing for the first time tonight. Cholis looking to get out of it. 1-1 pitch. Missed the low. Nice block from Schmidt. 2 balls and a strike. If Linewand is the final out, then the Hardhats will have limited the damage, and the top of the order is due up in the bottom half of this third. Cholis about to throw his 40th pitch of the start. Here is the 2-1. Too far inside. A nice block again from Schmidt. 3 balls and a strike. Jarrett Linewand currently in a battle against Cholis with a man 90 feet to his left. 2 outs here in the top of the third. The Royals struck first thanks to Klumping's RBI triple with 2 outs. 1-0 is their lead. And the next pitch is inside and low for ball 4. And that is a 2-out walk issued to Linewand. Men on the corners now for the Royals. That's going to bring us to the cleanup hitter, Dawson Smith. And before we see any pitches thrown to him, Ryan Clapperidge, the pitching coordinator of the Hardhats, will come on out and have a quick word with his young lefty. Folks, don't forget to mark your calendars now for the 43rd annual Camping World Firecracker Tournament taking place from June 29th through the 4th of July. Help us celebrate the birth of our country and enjoy competitive baseball and great entertainment. This year's tournament is drawing teams from Colorado, Indiana, Montana, California, and South Dakota. And as always, anticipate a great fireworks show on Tuesday, July 3rd. Tournament is free to all season pass holders. And as a special thank you, active duty and retired military are admitted for free with the military identification. Just one of the many ways we can thank all those fine men and women for their service to our great country. Conference is over. Back to baseball. Dawson Smith up with men on the corners, and his first pitch breaks inside for ball 1. Cholis has been trying to hit that inside quarter on the last couple of right-handed batters, and it's broken too far in to the point where it's in jeopardy of hitting the batter and putting on a free base runner. See how he adjusts. 1-0 pitch, misses low, and it's now 2-0 to Smith. Smith's 0 for 1 on the ball game with a line out to first base. A brilliant catch from Jace Caldwell, who had to field a rocket. Check to first is not there in time. And back safely on first is Linewand. Linewand, 90 feet up the base path to the right of Smith on first. Klumping, 90 feet up the line to third. 2-0 pitch. Called strike, a fastball outside corner. And it's 2-1 now to Dawson Smith. Post 22 trailing 1-0 to the Billings Royals. Here in the top of the third, men on the corners and 2 outs. Cholis steals the 2-1. And that's a called strike on the inside corner, 2-2. I don't think Smith agreed with that. He had some words for a home plate umpire. Cholis looking for a 4th K to end this inning. Check to first beforehand, and it's not there in time. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Smith with men on the corners. 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. A 1-0 lead for the Billings Royals. Cholis trying to limit the damage at 1-0. 2-2 pitch. Missed low and inside, and the count goes full. It's a big inning pitch-wise for Cholis, who has already thrown 18. His next will be 19. He's at 46 pitches. 47 about to come out of his left hand. Big payoff pitch here against Smith. Cholis deals the payoff. Swung on, and the ball is chopped to third. Hegre gets the stop. A nice snare. Throw to first is in time, and that's going to end it. A nice play by Matt Hegre to get the ball off to first just in the nick of time. That'll end the top half of the 3rd. 1 run on a pair of hits with no errors charged to the Hardhats, and 2 men left on the base path on the corners. We have played 2.5 innings baseball, and the Royals strike first against the Hardhats. They have a 1-0 lead to defend in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. We'll take a step aside, and when we come back with the bottom of the 3rd, it's the top of the Hardhats order here on ESPN Rapid City and on Hardhats-TV. Hardhats back to the sticks, trying to tie this ball game up against the Billings Royals, whom they currently trail by a 1-0 score. Connor King leads off the bottom half of the 3rd inning and looks at ball 1. 1-0 his count. Doesn't have a registered at bat yet. He walked on a payoff pitch back in the bottom of the 1st to lead off. 1-0 pitch, too far inside. 2-0 to King. 2 balls and no strikes to count. And here's a 2-0. Pitch is swung on, ball's hit to second. Kay gets the stop on the play, and his throw to first is in time for out number 1. 1 up, 1 down for the Hardhats. That'll now bring us to Matt Hegre, who dropped a sacrifice bunt back in the bottom of the 1st, successfully moving King. King ended up moving to second on an infield hit. Or excuse me, moved to third on an infield hit, but he never came around to score. So Hegre, first pitch is a called strike. Off-speed pitch at his knees, 0-1. Zimmer with a great arsenal of pitches, and he's executing perfectly tonight on the mound. 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. 0-2. Hegre knew that pitch was coming in the way it was with that break, and halfway through kind of decommitted from his swing. 0-2 pitch, swung on and missed, strike 3, and he was very late on that one. That is out number 2 in the inning, and the 3rd K for Brooks Zimmer. 2 up, 2 down for the Hardhats on offense. Now brings us to Cooper Bowman, who was the first of Zimmer's 3 strikeout victims. A backwards K ended his first at-bat in the bottom of the 1st. Zimmer sets, and the first pitch. Swung on, ball's fouled. Right to the backstop, it's 0-1. No balls and a strike to count here to Bowman. Base path is empty. 2 outs in the bottom of the 3rd. The Hardhats trail 1-0. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Pitch is swung on. Ball is a weakly hit chopper to third. On the run, getting the stop. Polkowski. Throw to first. Barely in time. He got it. And that will end the bottom half of the third in 1-2-3 fashion against the Hardhats, which we all know means no runs, hits, errors, or anybody left on base. We played 3 innings of baseball, and the Royals have a 1-0 lead. We'll take a step aside, folks. We'll be right back with the top half of the 4th inning. Evenson, Kay, and Torgerson slated to hit for the Royals here on ESPN Rapid City and on Hardhats-TV. Fans, don't forget that Saturday of this Veterans Classic tournament presented by Rapid Wash Car Wash is our first responders night to help celebrate and honor those that serve and protect our great community of Rapid City. There will be a real fire truck and a police squad car as well at the ballpark. It'll be there at 5 o'clock for those that wish to see it. Evenson comes up to lead off the top half of the 4th. The left-handed hitting designated hitter walked in his first plate appearance, and he looks at first pitch ball low and away, 1-0. Evenson followed by Kay, and the second of 3 lefties, Cade Torgerson. Here is the 1-0 from Cholas. Pitch is swung on. That ball's pushed opposite field, left field, and it drops just foul. My goodness, that was a tad bit too close for comfort for the Hardhats. A well-hit ball by Evenson. He smacked that. Ball and a strike now is count from Zach Cholas. And Cholas, 1-1 pitch. Pitch is swung on, pulled towards right. Sumption on the run. Ball's over his head. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Sumption fields it, gets the throw into second, and it's just barely not in time. A leadoff double for Evenson puts him on scoring position to start off for the Royals, and that'll bring us to Jaden Kay, who's 0 for 1 with the second of 3 Zach Cholas strikeouts. No outs for the Royals here in the top of the 4th. Leadoff man on second with the double. And the first pitch, a called strike on a fastball inside, 0-1 to Kay. Evenson takes his lead off a second. Still no one out here in the top of the 4th. 0-1 pitch. Just missed at his letters. It's 1-1. No balls and a strike the count. Excuse me, a ball and a strike the count. And the next pitch is inside, and it goes off the glove of Schmidt, and advancing to third is Evenson. Pass ball puts him 90 feet from giving the Royals a second run. 2 balls and a strike the count here to Kay. Here comes the 2-1 from Cholas. Pitch is swung on, ball's hit high in the air to the shallow part of the infield. Bowman comes in from short, flashed the leather in his glove for out number 1. Big first out here for the Hardhats, with Evenson threatening 90 feet from home. That'll bring up lefty number 2 in the lineup, the number 2, Cade Torgerson, who grounded into an inning-ending fielder's choice back in the top of the 2nd. He's 0 for 1. First pitch, breaking ball too far inside, 1-0. Ball and no strikes to count. And Cholas deals. Low and away, 2-0. Another lefty-on-lefty matchup. We'll see one more on the next batter, Atticus Bryan. 2 balls and no strikes the count here for Torgerson. Man on second with 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Next pitch is fouled off first base side. 2-1 to Torgerson, the left fielder. Hardhats trail 1-0. Run on a pair of hits, no errors. Excuse me, a run on 3 hits, it should be. No errors. And for the Hardhats, no runs, a hit, no errors. Here is the 2-1 pitch. Breaking ball swung on and missed. 2-2. Brilliant breaking pitch there from Cholas. Here comes the 2-2. Just missed outside, and the count goes full. Big payoff here for Cholas. He would love to get this second out at the plate if he could. Keeps Evenson on third, gives you a big second out. Time's called by Torgerson before Cholas throws the 2-2, or excuse me, the payoff. Cholas sets from the stretch. Payoff pitch. Missed low and away, ball 4. So a 1-out walk is issued to Torgerson. That'll put men on the corners here with 1 out. Atticus Bryan, the last lefty in the order, will come up. Bryan 0 for 1 with a backwards K in the book. Cholas hoping to get his infield to turn a double play and end it. Strand Evenson 90 feet from home. Here comes the first pitch. Low and away. 1-0. Ball and no strikes the count here to Bryan. Men 90 feet to his left and right. Top of the 4th, a 1-0 Hardhats deficit. 1-0. Upstairs, high and inside, 2-0. It was a good fastball from Cholas. Nice velocity. Check to first. Is not there in time. Atticus Bryan looking to double his Royals lead. Cholas looking for a double play. 2-0 pitch, called strike. Nice fastball there from Cholas. It's 2-1. Two balls and a strike. Cholas to Bryan. Swung on and missed inside. 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes to Bryan. Still men on the corners. 1 out here in the top of the 4th. Hardhats trailing 1-0. Cholas, 2-2 pitch. Caught him looking. Strike 3. 2 backwards Ks in the books for Atticus Bryan. That is number 4 for Cholas. A crucial second out with men still on the corners. That'll bring us to Michael Moorhead, who reached via the bunt single back in the top of the 3rd. He is the only run of the ballgame. First pitch, high and inside, 1-0. Ball and no strikes the count from Cholas to Moorhead. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed. 1-1. 90 feet to the left of Moorhead is Sam Evenson. Led off with a double. 90 feet to his right on first is Kate Torgerson with the walk. The 1-1 is high and away. 2 balls and a strike now from Cholas to Moorhead. If Moorhead's the last out, the Hardhats have the heart of the order coming up with Sorensen, Caldwell, and Sumption scheduled to hit in that order. Jace Caldwell has come out to give some last-minute words of encouragement to his lefty. Maybe even talk strategy. Maybe ask about dinner plans. I don't know what they talk about in those things. Two balls and a strike. Cholas from the stretch deals. Just missed low and inside. 3-1. It's a big pitch coming up because if it's ball 4, then Cholas is low to the bases. It's also big because this is pitch number 70. Check to first, not in time. And back safely on first is Torgerson. Here comes the 3-1. Called, strike. And the count goes full now. This could end the inning or perpetuate it an extra batter. Cholas thinking long and hard. From the stretch, payoff pitch. Swung on, ball's lined into center field, and King unable to make the catch. It lands in front of him for a base hit. And one run is going to come in and score. That's Evenson from third. And the Royals in back-to-back innings have a run. And it's now 2-0 Billings with 2 outs and men on first and second here in the top of the fourth. Connor Polkowski comes to the right-handed batter's box. 1 for 2 with an RBI triple under his belt. First pitch from Cholas, a nice two-seam fastball in there for a called strike on the inside corner. 0-1. Oh, 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball missed inside. 1-1. Polkowski with men on first and second. Moorhead with the RBI single on first. Torgerson on second with the walk, and he was advanced on the RBI hit. 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Now a 2-0 Royals lead. 1-1. Just missed on another breaking pitch inside. And Polkowski almost offered at it. It's 2-1. Cholas looks the diamond. 2-1. Pitch is swung on. Ball's hit to short. Bowman with a nice stop. He'll get the easy tag to second, and that will end it. But once again, the Royals deal some damage. A run on a pair of hits. No errors charged to the Hardhats. And a man left on the base path. 2 men left on the base path. We have played 3.5 innings of 7, so exactly half the game has been played, and the Hardhats trail 2-0. We'll take a step aside, and Brooks Zimmer in his right arm will come back on the mound to face the heart of the order, starting off with Jack Sorensen here on ESPN Rapid City and on Hardhats-TV. Post 22 Hardhats baseball here on ESPN Rapid City is presented by Courtesy Subaru, by Shields, Qdoba Mexican Eats, Renewal by Anderson, Sicky's Garage Burgers and Brews, the Mustang Disaster Cleanup, and the Man Salon. Post 22 now trailing 2-0 to the Billings Royals as we transition to the bottom half of the fourth inning and the second half of this ball game. Numbers across the board at halftime, if you will, for the Hardhats. It is no runs on a hit, no errors, and for the Royals, 2 runs on 3 hits with no errors. Sorensen looks at a first pitch called strike, 0-1 to him. He has the only Hardhat hit. It was an infield single back in the bottom of the first. Next pitch swung on. It's another slow roller to third. On the run, getting it is Polkowski, and his throw to first is not in time. How about that? Jack Sorensen is 2 for 2 with 2 infield singles. He has both Hardhat hits. Leadoff man on for the Hardhats, and that'll bring us to Jace Caldwell, who is 0 for 1 with a ground out right to the pitcher. First pitch, called strike, a fastball at his knees, 0-1. No balls and a strike. Zimmer looks to first. 0-1 pitch is upstairs. Ball and a strike. Post 22 down 2-0. Bottom of the fourth, no outs, and Sorensen standing on first. Caldwell represents the tying run. 1-0 pitch. Excuse me, 1-1 pitch is high and away. It's 2-1. Scoreboard wasn't updated. 2 balls and a strike now the count. 2-1. And Zimmer deals. Pitch is fouled off. And the count will even at 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Zimmer just threw his 50th pitch of the start, by the way. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Zimmer from the stretch, 2-2 pitch. Low and away. And the count goes full. Not a bad 2-2 pitch. You'd think Caldwell's looking at fastball. Goes away. Big payoff pitch here. And the pitch is low and away, ball 4. And Jace Caldwell now is issued a walk. First and second, still no one out. And that'll bring us to Zach Sumption, who is the second of 3 strikeouts issued by Brooks Zimmer on the mound. And it looks like we will have a conference between the coaching staff of the Royals and the pitching and catching. Fans, once again, don't forget to mark your calendars now for the 43rd Annual Camping World Firecracker Tournament, which takes place from June 29th all the way to the 4th of July. Help us celebrate the birth of our country and enjoy competitive baseball and great entertainment. The tournament this year draws teams from Colorado, Indiana, Montana, California, and South Dakota. And as always, anticipate a great fireworks show on Tuesday, July 3rd. Tournament is free to all season pass holders. Sumption tries to drop the bunt, and that ricochets to the meshing in the backstop. 0-1 is count. And also, as well as a special thank you, active duty and retired military are admitted for free with a military ID. One of the many ways that week we will thank them, those fine men and women, for all their service for our great country. No balls and a strike to count. Sumption tries to drop the bunt, pulls back. It's a called strike anyway. 0-2, and unless Sumption's feeling very lucky, the bunt is practically non-existent in this scenario. So the Hardhats had a great opportunity to try and advance 2 runners, but they couldn't drop the bunt. Men on first and second, no outs here in the bottom of the 4th. 0-2 to Sumption. Breaking ball, caught him looking, strike 3. And that is strikeout number 4 for Zimmer and the first out of this bottom half of the 4th. That'll bring up Alex Weaver, who hit a comebacker to the pitcher. 1-3 ground out. Weaver with Sorensen in scoring position on second and Caldwell on first. Here comes the 2-0. Excuse me, the first pitch, and that's called strike, 0-1. Just at the last second, they didn't update the scoreboard, and I looked up at the scoreboard. 0-1. And now Zimmer steps off the rubber to take some time. Post 22 trailing the Royals 2-0 right now. Alex Weaver, no balls and a strike, and men on first and second. And the 0-1. Misses low, ball and a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch. Called strike to Weaver. It's 1-2. Ball and 2 strikes to count. Zimmer looking for his 5th strikeout, and it would be a very crucial one here. 1-2 to Weaver. Pitch is swung on, ball's pushed into right field for a base hit. Rounding third, heading home is Jack Sorensen. Unable to cleanly field the ball is Atticus Bryant, and the throw won't get there. An RBI single for Alex Weaver, and the Hardhats are on the board. They've cut the deficit in half. It's 2-1. Sorensen scores from second. Jace Caldwell with some heads-up base running goes to third. It'll be men on the corners with 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th. And now Ryan Schmidt comes up with a chance to tie it with that tying run 90 feet to his left. RBI single for Weaver. He's on first. Caldwell's on third. First pitch, swung on and missed. 0-1 to Schmidt. Schmidt walked in his first at-bat. Did not come around. Here's the 0-1. Pitch is low and away, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. And in just seconds, we will have officially hit the 1 hour mark of this ball game. We're in the bottom of the fourth. The Hardhats trailing 2-1. 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Ball and 2 strikes now the count. Weaver on first. Caldwell on third. Hardhats just plated a run to cut the deficit in half. Here comes the 1-2. Pitch is swung on and the ball's pushed into left field for a base hit. Caldwell's going to trot home, and stopping at second is Alex Weaver. Another 1-out RBI single for Ryan Schmidt, and we have squared this game up at 2 runs aside. Men on first and second with 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth, and that'll bring us Mason Messenger. Messenger 0 for 1 with a ground out to his position at second. The go-ahead run is Alex Weaver. He's in scoring position. First pitch, and Messenger check swings and pulls back. It's ball 1, low and away. 1-0 the count. Hardhats have tied the ball game up. 2 runs on the power of 3 hits in this inning. Brooks Zimmer from the stretch looks to second. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Messenger swung on, ball's hit high in the air to right center field. On the run is Michael Moorhead, and he makes the catch. Tagging up and heading to third is Alex Weaver. The throw won't get there. Smart base running for Weaver as he moves now to third. 2 down with men on the corners, and that'll bring us back to the top of the order to Connor King. King is 0 for 1 with a walk and a ground out to second. And he has a glorious opportunity right now to give his team the lead. Kay at second tried to make the argument that Weaver didn't tag up, but he most certainly did. So the umpire signals safe. First pitch to King. Misses low, ball 1. And it's blocked by Linewand as well behind the plate. 1-0 the count to King. Men 90 feet to his left and right. 2-2 ball game with 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. We are square at 2. Here comes the 1-0. Called strike under the letters inside corner, and it's 1-1. Fans didn't like the call, but it was very close. I probably would have called it a strike too. But it's a good thing I'm just a radio guy and not an umpire. 1-1 pitch. Pitch is swung on, ball's hit to first. Stop is made easily on the play by Smith. He tags the bag, and 3 unassisted will end the bottom half of the fourth. Well, the Hardhats tie the ball game. Oh no, that is the 3rd out, yes. Oh, they called it foul. They called it foul. Ball and 2 strikes here to King. And here's the 1-2 with the runner going. That's high and inside. Throw to second is airmailed into center field. And coming home is Weaver, and the Hardhats have a 3-2 lead. Nice takeoff there by Schmidt. And the error brings Weaver home. And the Hardhats have a 3-2 lead. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count to King, as he now has a man on second to work with. Zimmer, 2-2 pitch. Swung on, ball's pushed to short. Stops made on the play by Compine, and his throw to first is in time. And that will end the inning. The Hardhats deal some serious damage. 3 runs on the power of 3 hits. 1 error charged to the Royals, and a man left in scoring position. We've played 4 innings of baseball. And the Hardhats, thanks to a 3-run bottom half of the fourth, now have a 3-2 lead over the Billings Royals. We'll take a step aside and come right back with the top of the 5th here on ESPN Rapid City and on Hardhats-TV. Post 22 Hardhats baseball here on ESPN Rapid City is presented by Courtesy Subaru, by Shields, Qdoba Mexican Eats, Renewal by Anderson, Sicky's Garage Burgers and Brews, the Mustang Disaster Cleanup, and the Man Salon. There has been a change of the guard on the mound for Post 22. Zach Cholas has seen his start come to an end, and now Holden Jackson will take over in relief. Cholas on the ball game went 4 innings. He allowed 2 runs, all of which were earned, on 4 hits. He struck out 4 in the start. He threw 75 pitches right on the nose. And he walked 3 as well. Holden Jackson on the mound. And Jackson, the righty, comes in for his 8th appearance of the season. This will be his 4th in relief. He has a 3-0 record on the season as well and 21 innings of work under his belt. A 1.33 ERA with 18 strikeouts to 10 walks on the season. Holden Jackson's first test will be 2, 3, and 4 in the Royals order. Carson Klumpien, Jarrett Linewand, and Dawson Smith. Numbers across the board through 4 innings of play for Post 22. It's 3 runs on 4 hits with no errors. And for the Royals, it's 2 runs on 4 hits with 1 error. Mark Benetti alongside you here on ESPN Rapid City, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM. Jackson deals his first pitch to Klumpien, and that misses low for ball 1. 1-0 the count here to Klumpien, who is 1 for 2 with an RBI triple under his belt. Here comes the 1-0 from Jackson, and that misses low as well. 2 balls, no strikes. Jackson has fantastic command of his breaking pitch. If he can throw his fastball for strikes, he will be an unstoppable force on the mound for Post 22. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Swung on, ball is chopped to third. Heggery, the stop on the high hop. His throw to first in time for out number 1. That was a high chopper there for Heggery, but he settled it in stride. Shuffled, throw, very fundamental. That's going to bring up Jarrett Linewand, the catcher, who's 0 for 1 with a fly out and a walk. Base path empty here for Linewand. With 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Hardhats up 3-2. First pitch, there's the breaking ball, but he just missed. 1-0 to Linewand. Jackson sets. Full windup for the righty. Here comes the 1-0. And that is a fastball that misses low and away, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes to Linewand. Jackson sets, and here comes his 2-0 pitch. Called strike. Fastball at the knees, and it's 2-1. Post 22 hanging on to a 3-2 lead, trying to keep it that way. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with numbers tonight, folks. Here comes the 2-1 pitch. Swung on, and the ball is hit right up the middle and into center for a base hit. So Linewand gets his first hit of the ball game. He's on first with 1 out, and that'll bring up Dawson Smith. No excuses for missing up solid numbers here. Must be the Benadryl talking, I guess. I don't know. So 1 out, a man on first. That brings up Dawson Smith, the first baseman, who's 0 for 2. Line out to first and a ground out to third. First pitch, swung on, ball is hit high in the air to center. King is underneath it, and he makes the catch for out number 2. 2 down with a man on first. Here in the top of the 5th. Hardhats with a 3-2 lead, and that'll bring us to Sam Evenson, the designated hitter. Evenson, the lefty, is 1 for 1 with a double, a run scored, and a walk. This is his first matchup against Holden Jackson. First pitch is high and away, ball 1. 1-0 the count. And here's the 1-0. Pitch is swung on. Ball's hit to first. Caldwell gets the stop. He's going to tag the bag for the easy out, and that will do it. No runs on a hit with no errors and a man left on the base path. We have played 4.5 innings of 7 regulation innings of baseball, and the Hardhats still have a 3-2 lead over the Billings Royals. We'll take a step aside and come right back with the bottom of the 5th. Matt Hegre, Cooper Bowman, Jack Sorensen due up here on ESPN Rapid City and on Hardhats-TV. Post 22 back to the offensive here in the bottom half of the 5th inning with a 3-2 lead over the Billings Royals. Mark Benetti alongside you here on ESPN Rapid City, 105.7 FM and 1340 AM. And the first pitch to Matt Hegre is fouled to the backstop, 0-1. Brooks Zimmer still on the mound here for the Royals, just threw his 71st pitch. Number 72 is an 0-1, and that almost hits Hegre in the bucket. 1-1. Hegre, Bowman, and Sorensen scheduled to hit in that order here in the bottom of the 5th. Hardhats with a 3-2 lead over the Royals. 1-1 pitch. Misses at the letters. It's 2-1. And Zimmer's 2-1 pitch. Hegre swings and misses. And it's 2-2. Hegre's already struck out once. He's also dropped a sacrifice bunt. So he's 0 for 1 on the day. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And that misses low and away, and the count will go full to Hegre. Big payoff pitch coming up for Zimmer to start off this bottom half of the 5th. And he'll step off the rubber and think about it. Here comes the payoff to Hegre. Pitch is swung on, ball's hit to third. Stops made on the play by Polkowski, and his throw to first is in time for out number 1. 1 up, 1 down for the Hardhats, and that'll bring us to Cooper Bowman, looking for his first hit in this rematch. 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out to third. Empty base path here for Bowman. 1 out, bottom of the 5th. First pitch swung on, ball's hit high in the air to right field. That ball has some legs. It has the distance, and it is over the head of Bryan. It goes all the way to the wall. Bowman turns on his afterburners. He's rounding second. He is heading to third, and he is safe with a triple. A 1-out triple. 90 feet from giving the Hardhats a 4th run in this ball game, and that'll bring us to the cleanup hitter, Jack Sorensen. And for Bowman on the season, that is now his 7th triple. 21 extra base hits for number 22. First pitch to Sorensen misses low and away. It's 1-0. Sorensen's 2 for 2, a pair of infield singles. I never thought a sentence like that existed. Zimmer's 1-0 to Sorensen. Pitch is swung on and fouled. And the count evens up to a ball and a strike. Bowman stands 90 feet to his left on third. Hardhats with a 3-2 lead and 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Zimmer sets. Here's the 1-1 to Sorensen. Pitch is swung on and fouled again to the meshing behind home plate. It's 1-2. 1-2 strikes. And Zimmer deals. Pitch just swung on, and it's hit right up the middle into center for a base hit. Bowman's going to trot home and score. Jack Sorensen 3 for 3 with 3 singles. And the Hardhats lead is now 4-2 with an out and a man on first here in the bottom of the 5th. Have yourself a day, Jack Sorensen. 3 for 3, all singles. The most recent one knocks in a run. 4-2 the Hardhats lead. And Jace Caldwell's first pitch is hit high in the air to right field. That's going to drop for a base hit, and it goes all the way to the wall. Caldwell's on his horse. He's going for second. Sorensen's rounding third. He's going to score. Caldwell's going for third, and he is out at third. No, wait. Did they change? They changed the signal. He's safe at third. An RBI triple for Caldwell, and the Hardhats have a 5-2 lead. And the Royals coaching staff is going to come out and argue this one. There must have been a bobble because Caldwell, it looked like he was going to be out by about a foot. There must have been a bobble to then negate the call. The umpire originally fist pumped to signal the out, but then changed his call to safe. And I believe out there that's head coach Brian Benjamin arguing his case. Coach Benjamin, very disappointed. I would be too in this very close matchup here. Zach Sumption comes back up as Caldwell will be credited with the RBI triple. Sumption with a man 90 feet to his left. 5-2 now is the Hardhats lead. And Zimmer's first pitch nearly hit him. 1-0. 1-0 to Sumption here, who's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Forwards K and a backwards K. Here comes the 1-0. Pitch is low. 2-0. Two balls and no strikes to count here to Zach Sumption. And here's the pitch. Swung on, ball's hit high in the air, but foul territory. Third base side and out. 2-1. Two balls and a strike to Sumption here. Looking for his first hit. If he got one, it would knock in a run. 2-1 pitch. High and inside, buzzes the tower. It'll be 3-1. Zimmer, by the way, is about to throw pitch number 87 in this start. Last time he went up against the Hardhats, he was in very high double figures as well. Here comes the 3-1. And that's low and away, ball 4. And the Hardhats now have men on the corners with 1 out, and that'll bring up Alex Weaver, who hit an RBI single the last time he was up to change his stat line to 1 for 2. And it looks like there might be a pitching change here for the Royals, as Zimmer hands the ball off to Coach Benjamin. And it looks like coming in to pitch will be Cade Torgerson. Torgerson, a left-handed pitcher, will come on out and start taking his warm-up tosses. Folks, we'll take a quick step aside and we'll come right back with a summary of everything that's just happened here in a few moments on ESPN Rapid City and on Hardhats-TV. So the change on the mound, nearing completion with warm-up tosses and such. Torgerson will come in for Brooks Zimmer, who will now go to the outfield and play in right field. Or excuse me, in left field. Zimmer will also bat in the DH spot now for Sam Evenson. So Alex Weaver comes up to face the lefty Torgerson for the first time. 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Runner goes. First pitch, a called strike. Throw to second. Not in time. Zach Sumption successfully steals second. It'll be 2 men in scoring position for Alex Weaver. And an 0-1 count to start. Weaver already has an RBI hit in this ballgame. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. The Hardhats have played at 2 and now have a 5-2 lead. A 0-1 pitch is high and inside, and the count will even up to 1-1. One ball, 1 strike the count. And Torgerson deals. Pitch is swung on, chopped to third. Stop is made on the play by Polkowski, and the throw to third got to Caldwell, and then he collides with Linewan behind home. The ball hit Caldwell on his way there. And the Hardhats will get a 6th run. And it'll be 6-2 as Weaver gets the RBI single. But now the umpires are going to have a conference here. That looked like a baseball play. I didn't really see anything wrong there. Collisions happen at all levels of the sport. I know they're trying to phase collisions out, but the ball hit Caldwell. So regardless of the collision, Caldwell should still be safe and get the run. The ball hit him, so it's irrelevant at that point. So he's safe. Polkowski had the throw from third, and he hit Caldwell right in his numbers. So Weaver will get an RBI single. Moving over to third, Assumption, and it's now a 6-2 Hardhats lead. Ryan Schmidt comes up with men on the corners, still 1 out. Here in the bottom half of the 5th. Post 22 now up 4. They've scored 6 runs in the last 2 innings, 3 in each. First pitch from Torgerson, swung on and missed. 0-1. Schmidt is 1 for 1 with an RBI single and a walk. No balls in to strike the count. Torgerson from the stretch. Deals. Low and inside. Ball and a strike. One ball and 1 strike. And the 1-1. Called strike. Fastball cut the inside corner. It's 1-2 now to Schmidt. Schmidt with Weaver on first and Sumption on third. 1 out here in the bottom half of the 5th. And the Hardhats now have a 6-2 lead. 1-2 pitch. Swung on, ball's hit high in the air to center field. Backtracking is Moorhead, and it's over his head. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Coming in to score first is Sumption. Ryan stopping at third is Weaver. On second with the RBI double is Ryan Schmidt, and the Hardhats lead is now 7-2 with 1 out and 2 men in scoring position here in the bottom half of the 5th. Mason Messenger comes up now with men on first and second. 0 for 2, looking for his first hit of the ball game. Moorhead played Schmidt very shallow. Ball just burned him. First pitch, swung on. Ball is pushed to the left side, and it trickles into left for a base hit. Stopping at third is Schmidt. Scoring from third is Weaver. It's an 8-2 Hardhats lead. Another RBI hit. This one to Mason Messenger. With men on the corners and 1 out still here in the bottom of the 5th. And With Connor King now coming up, the Hardhats have officially batted through the order. Men on the corners here for the only lefty in the Hardhat lineup, who is 0 for 2 with a walk, also looking for his first hit. Check to first, not there in time. So we have yet to see that first pitch to King. 5 gentlemen in a row that have reached have come around to score. 6 and 7 in that line are Schmidt on third and Mason Messenger on first. First pitch, runner goes. Pitch is low and away, and the throw to second is in time. They got him. A big out there at second. Messenger caught stealing. And so now it's a man on third with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Hardhats to put up a 5 spot. They have an 8-2 lead. Torgerson, pitch to King, called strike. And the count is a ball and a strike now to King. Schmidt on third. Torgerson from the stretch. Lefty on lefty matchup here. 1-1 to King. Low and away. 2-1. Line one, and Schmidt had a kind of a stare off there on the third base line. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch just missed outside. Torgerson can't believe it. Line one tried to hold the ball there to prove his point. And the umpire signaled 3 balls and a strike. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Hardhats have scored 5. They have an 8-2 lead. Schmidt is on third. Here's the 3-1 to King. Called strike. And the count goes full now to the Hardhats center fielder. If King's the final out, 6, 7, and 8 are due up for the Royals, starting off with Jaden Kay, the second baseman. If not, Matt Hegry, who led off the inning, will come up for a second time. Big payoff pitch to King, and it's just fouled. King stays alive. Another payoff pitch coming to King. Here is the payoff. Pitch is swung on, fouled off again, pushed right in front of the Hardhats dugout. Payoff pitch number 3 coming up to King. Hardhats right now 5 runs on 6 hits with an error charged to the Royals. Excuse me, no errors charged to the Royals. I looked at the wrong one. 3-2 is low and away for ball 4. And King draws a 2-out walk. That'll put men on the corners and bring up Matt Hegry. And the Hardhats will now see their 10th batter come to the batter's box. Hegry is 0 for 2. Strikeout, a ground out, and a sacrifice bunt. Torgerson sets up on the rubber, looks to first, and his first pitch to Hegry is a called strike at the belt. 0-1. No balls and a strike to Hegry. Next pitch is just fouled. It was an off-speed pitch, and Hegry was ahead of it. 0-2. Nice pitch selection there by the Royals and company. If that was a fastball, the game would have been over. It would have been a walk-off because the run rule in this tournament's 8 runs. It would have been a 3-run blast to end it. Hegry does have 2 home runs on the season. No balls, 2 strikes the count. And Torgerson deals. Too far inside. No, caught him looking, strike 3. That looked like it was high and inside, but it's a backwards K. Torgerson gets the K, and that will end the bottom half of the 5th. 5 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Men left on the corners for the Hardhats. We have played 5 innings of baseball. And Post 22, thanks to a 5 spot in this inning, now has an 8-2 lead over the Royals. Take a step aside, folks, and we will be right back with the top half of the 6th. And Jaden Kay to lead off for the Royals here on ESPN Rapid City and on Hardhats-TV. Post 22 Hard Hats baseball here on ESPN Rapid City is presented by Courtesy Subaru, by Shields, Qdoba Mexican Eats, Renewal by Anderson, Sicky's Garage Burgers and Brews, the Mustang Disaster Cleanup, and the Man Salon. And the Veterans Classic this year is sponsored by Rapid Wash Car Wash on 1735 Haynes Avenue. Holden Jackson back on the mound in relief for the Hard Hats. We'll see Jaden Kay, Cade Torgerson, the left fielder turned pitcher, and Atticus Bryan, the right fielder, scheduled to hit. First pitch from Jackson is that monstrous breaking ball, and it's a called strike inside on Kay, 0-1. Kay 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a pop out to short. Here's his 0-1. Called strike, a fastball at his knees. 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Jackson looking for his first K in relief. Here is the 0-2. Just missed. Ball and 2 strikes now. Jackson, full windup for the righty. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. Ball's dropped. Schmidt fields. Throw to first is dropped by Caldwell. And Kay's going to try and take off for second. Messenger, the throw to second, and the tag is in time. A careless base running mistake for Jaden Kay. The ball didn't get nearly far away enough for that to be a remotely close play. Cooper Bowman had him out by a mile. There's K number 1 for Holden Jackson, and that is an error against the Hard Hats. 1 down. Base path empty, and Torgerson looks at ball 1 inside, and it skips away from Schmidt. 1-0 the count. Ball and no strikes to Torgerson, who is 0 for 1 with a walk, rounded into a fielder's choice. He pushes his next one foul, and it's 1-1. Torgerson, the lefty, looks into the righty, and Jackson on the mound. And Jackson's 1-1 pitch. Swung on, and the ball is foul. Just chopped foul at home plate, 1-2. One ball and 2 strikes. Full windup for Jackson, looking for that second K. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. There's out number 2. 2 Ks, 2 up, 2 down. That'll bring us to Atticus Bryan, who is 0 for 2 with a pair of backwards Ks. They were the last 2 that Cholas threw of his 4 in the start. Full windup for Jackson, and his first pitch is too far inside, ball 1. Want to know the count to Bryan with the bases empty, 2 outs, top of the 6th. Next pitch is fouled, 1-1. Hard Hats have an 8-2 lead over the Royals thanks to a 5-run bottom of the 5th. 5 runs, 6 hits. Ball and a strike the count here to Bryan. And here's a 1-1. Breaking ball high and away, 2-1. And here comes the 2-1 pitch from Jackson. Breaking ball upstairs, it's 3-1. Three balls and a strike to Bryan. Empty base path, 2 outs, top of the 6th. The Hard Hats are up 6. And here comes the 3-1. And that misses low, ball 4. So Bryan issued a 2-out walk. He's on the base path. That'll bring up Michael Moorhead, the center fielder, who's 2 for 2 with a run scored and a ribby single. Hardhats trying to get out of this inning with their 6-run lead intact. First pitch, low. Schmidt gets the block. It bounces away from him, and taking second is Bryan. Pass ball puts him to second. 1-0 the count here to Moorhead. Jackson now with a man on second to worry about. Hardhats are up 6. 1-0 pitch misses low and inside, 2-0. Here comes the 2-0. And that's a called strike at the knees of Moorhead, 2-1. Two balls and a strike. Man on second with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. And the 2-1 is high and away. 3-1. Bottom of the 6th, Bowman, Sorensen, and Caldwell are up for the Hardhats, barring any substitutions. 3-1 from Jackson. Called strike. At the knees of Moorhead again, the count goes full. 3-2 now. Jackson from the rubber. Payoff pitch. Swung on, ball's hit to short. Takes a high hop. Bowman, it goes over his head and into shallow left. King fields it. King, the throw home is not in time, and it skips by Schmidt. Jackson covers, and he settles the ball on a hop off the backstop. That ball took a bounce off of a rock or something, because that skied into the air and over the head of Bowman. And coming in to score was Atticus Bryan. An RBI single from Moorhead. He advances to second on the throw. And that now makes the Hardhats lead 8-3. With 2 outs and a man in scoring position here in the top of the 6th. Now the pitching coordinator, Ryan Clapprich, again out there to give his sermon on the mound, if you will, to his infield and company. This year's Firecracker Tournament is sponsored by Rapid Wash Car Wash, which is located on 1735 Haynes Avenue, featuring teams from Northern Colorado, right here in Rapid City, Billings, Montana, as we are playing that opponent right at the moment, and Taconite, Minnesota. Jackson now looks back to the top of the order to Connor Polkowski. 0 for 3, looking for his first hit, and his first pitch is a called strike. 0-1 to Polkowski. Man on second, Michael Moorhead. RBI single, he advanced on the throw. 0-1 pitch, breaking ball, called strike. Masterful breaking ball from Jackson, it's 0-2. Jackson's third K would end the inning and keep the Hardhats lead at 8-3. 0-2 pitch, breaking ball, caught him looking, strike 3. And that'll do it. 1 run on a hit with no errors charged to the Hardhats and a man left on the base path in scoring position. 5.5 innings of baseball in the books. Lowe's 22 has an 8-3 lead. Take a step aside and come right back with the bottom of the 6th. Potentially the final 3 offensive outs of the game for the Hardhats. Cooper Bowman, Jack Sorensen, and Jace Caldwell. We'll be right back here on ESPN Rapid City and on Hardhats-TV. We have more shuffling here, folks, as another pitching change has been made for the Billings Royals. Cole Miller is now on the mound, taking over for Cade Torgerson. Torgerson will go back to left. Zimmer will take over in right. And that'll be the only substitution there. Atticus Bryan is now out of the game. Batting in his slot will be Cole Miller. Cooper Bowman leads off the bottom half of the 6th. And his first pitch from Miller is a called strike. 0-1. Bowman on the ball game. 1 for 3 with a backwards K, a triple, and a run scored. 0-1 pitch is high and away. 1-1 now from Miller. Torgerson went 2/3 of an inning. He allowed 3 hits and a run that was earned. He struck out 1 and he walked 1. And did it on 19 pitches. Next pitch is hit high in the air. And out of play. Behind home plate, it is now 1-2 to Bowman. So Miller looking for a strikeout on his first batter faced. 1-2 to Bowman. Pitch is swung on, ball's hit high in the air, but foul. Third base side out of play. Count will hold at 1-2. That one really jammed Bowman inside. Tighten a swing up to try and make contact. Bowman, Sorensen, Caldwell in that order, barring any substitutions. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Bowman pushes it to second. Kay makes the stop throw to first in time for out number 1. 1 up, 1 down for the Hardhats, and that would bring us to Jack Sorensen. 3 for 3 with 3 singles, 2 of them of the infield variety. Base path is empty here for Sorensen with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Potentially the Hardhats down to their final 2 offensive outs. At the top of the 7th coming up. Here is the first pitch. Sorensen lines that ball into the gap in left. That's going to drop for a base hit. And Sorensen will take a single with 1 out. That'll bring us to Jace Caldwell. 1 for 2 on the ball game with an RBI triple, a walk, and a pair of runs scored. Miller looks to Sorensen at first. First pitch swung on and missed by Caldwell. 0-1. Jack Sorensen is a whopping 4 for 4 on this ball game. All 4 of his hits are singles, and he come around twice to score. He's had himself one heck of a night in the batter's box. Miller checks on Sorensen. From the stretch, here's the 0-1 pitch. Called strike. On the outside corner, 1-2 now to Caldwell. One ball and 2 strikes. Miller looks to first. And the pitch is upstairs. Ball and 2 strikes to count here to Caldwell. Sorensen takes his lead off at first. And here's the 1-2. Pitch is swung on. That ball's lined in the air to center, and it's over the head of the center fielder, Michael Moorhead. It goes all the way to the wall. Sorensen's got the green light. He rounds third, and he's going to come in to score. A 1-out RBI double for Jace Caldwell, his second hit of the ball game, his second extra base hit of the ball game. And the Hardhats now have a 9-3 lead. Sumption now comes up. The man on second and 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. The Hardhats get 2 more runs, the ball game comes to an end. If not, they have to register 3 outs in the top of the 7th to end it. Miller looks to second. Caldwell leads. First pitch swung on and missed. Sumption was looking for the fences for that swing. 0-1. No balls and a strike to count. Miller double take to second. 0-1 Assumption. Pitch is swung on and missed again. 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes to count. And a minor conference. On the mound between Linewand and Miller. No balls and 2 strikes to count to Zach Sumption. Sumption looking for his first hit. It would bring the Hardhats within striking distance if he got it. Striking distance of an early win, that is. 0-2. Caught him looking, strike 3. There's strikeout number 1 for Cole Miller. 2 down in the inning with Caldwell on second. And now here comes Alex Weaver. Weaver 2 for 3 coming off of back-to-back RBI singles. He's also scored twice. Miller a double take to Caldwell at second. First pitch to Weaver. Misses low, it's ball 1. 1-0 the count to the Hardhats left fielder. Hardhats with a 9-3 lead, a man on second. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. 2 runs or 3 defensive outs away from the win. Which it'll be, we don't know just yet. 1-0 to Weaver. Pitch is just fouled off. And the count evens up at a ball and a strike. For all the Rapid City Rush fans tuning in to tonight's broadcast, don't forget that all of our season ticket packages are on sale. 36-game full season, 18-game half season, 7-game specialty package. You get a free jersey personalized for a full season sign up, so call the office at 716-7825 to get yours. 1-1 pitch, swung on, ball is hit high in the air to left center field. Underneath it is Moorhead. He makes the catch, and that will end the bottom half of the 6th. Well, the Hardhats get a run on 2 hits. No errors charged to the Royals, and a man left in scoring position on second. We've played 6 innings of baseball. If the Hardhats get 3 defensive outs and don't give up 6 runs, the game's over. Over the Billings Royals, they have an 9-3 lead. We'll be right back in just a few moments with the final inning of regulation here on ESPN Rapid City and on Hardhats-TV. Post 22, 3 outs away from the win. Holden Jackson called upon to get those final 3 outs. Send the Hardhats to a 2-0 start to the Veterans Classic. Carson Klumpien, Jarrett Linewand, Dawson Smith due up, barring any substitutions for the Billings Royals. Mark Benetti alongside you here on ESPN Rapid City, 105.7 FM, 1340 AM. Jackson, first pitch, that breaking ball is such a killer, and it's called for strike 1. 0-1 the count to Klumpien, who's 1 for 3 with an RBI triple under his belt in this game. Jackson, a full windup. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. And that just missed low on a check swing. To Klumpien, 1-1. Through 6 innings for the Hardhats, 9 runs, 11 hits, 1 error. And for the Royals, 3 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. Jackson, pitch, swung on, ball is chopped to short. Stops made by Bowman on the run. Throw to first is in time for out number 1. Klumpien thought he beat it out. He just came up short. Jarrett Linewand comes up. with the base path empty and 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Hardhats 2 outs away from going 2-0. Jackson, first pitch. Low and away, 1-0. One ball and no strikes. Next pitch, that breaking ball swung on and missed. Line one's count is tied up at a ball and a strike. Dawson Smith is on deck. He's also 0 for 3. Line one, 1 for 2 with a walk and a single. Hasn't moved past first. 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball missed low. 2 balls and a strike now to the Royals catcher. Post 22 will play in a doubleheader tomorrow night. First game is at 4 against the NoCo Roughnecks. Then they'll play Taconite, Minnesota at 7. Billings, on the other hand, will take on the Expos. 2-1 pitch. Missed low and away. 3-1 now from Jackson to Linewand. So the Expos and the Royals will play at 10 a.m. Taconite will play against Billings at 1. And then the Hardhats have a doubleheader at 4 and 7 against the Roughnecks and Taconite, respectively. 3-1 pitch misses low and away for ball 4, so it's a 1-out walk issued from Jackson to Jarrett Linewand. That's going to bring up Dawson Smith, the first baseman, 0 for 3. Double play gets the Hardhats out of the game. Jackson checks to first. Not there in time. First pitch, swung on, ball's hit to third. Hegre can't get the backhand stop. It caroms off his glove and goes out into left field. And so everybody is safe as Linewand moves to second and Smith moves to first. So Brooks Zimmer comes into Sam Evenson's spot with men on first and second. Zimmer, a right-handed batter, taking his first at-bat of the ballgame. Pitch, breaking ball, called strike. Holden Jackson's breaking ball is just phenomenal. It is absolutely phenomenal. It is so hard to hit and it's so hard to track. Here comes the 0-1. Pitch is swung on, ball's hit to second. Messenger can't make the diving stop. It bleeds into right for a base hit. Sumption gets the throw over to third, and it's in time. Are you kidding me, Zach Sumption? A rope from right field to get the runner out at third. That was Dawson Smith trying to go to third. Linewand came in to score in the meantime, but that is a key second out as Zimmer got the single and advanced to second on the throw. An RBI for him, and it's 9-4. The Hardhats have the lead. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. The game is now on the bat. Jaden Kay, and his first pitch is a swing and a miss. 0-1. What a rope from right from Zach Sumption. That was absurd. No balls and a strike the count. 2 outs and a man on second. And the 0-1 low and away. And it's 1-1 now to Kay. Hardhats up 9-4. 2 outs, a man on second here in the top of the 7th. 1 out away from the win. 1-1, swung on, ball's hit right back to Jackson. Batted down on the mound. Jackson throw to first is off track, and it goes all the way into right field. 1 run's going to come in and score. That's Zimmer. Kay is going to advance 2 bases on the error. Sumption gets it into Bowman, who bats it down. And it's now 9-5 as the error keeps the game going. Jackson fired it right past Caldwell. And so now the Hardhats still have to wait to get that final out. There's a man on third, and that'll bring up Torgerson. Torgerson, the lefty, 0 for 2 with a strikeout, a fielder's choice, and a walk. And Jackson's first pitch is a called strike. Inside corner at his knees, 0-1. And the 0-1 pitch is outside, ball and a strike. Hardhats are an out away from the win. Right now the score is 9-5 in the inning. 2 runs on 2 hits and an error. And here comes the 1-1. Pitch is swung on and it's fouled off. Ball and 2 strikes. Torgerson way ahead of that off-speed pitch. 1-2. Jackson is a strike away from ending the ball game and giving the Hardhats a 2-0 record in pool play here. Here comes the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and the ball is pushed foul down the third base line. And the count will hold at a ball and 2 strikes. Here comes the 1-2. Swung on, ball's pushed to the right side of the field. Caldwell to stop, underhand toss to Jackson covering. And that will end the ball game. Post 22 takes the win, 9-5 over the Billings Royals. They have exacted revenge for their earlier loss this season. Final inning summary, 2 runs on 2 hits with an error charged to the Hardhats. And a man left 90 feet from home. Post 22 gets the 9-5 win. 9 runs, 11 hits, 2 errors for the Hardhats, and 5 runs on 9 hits with an error for the Royals. Folks, we'll take a step aside and come right back with the post-game show and a quick recap here on ESPN Rapid City and on Hardhats-TV. Post 22 Hardhats baseball here on ESPN Rapid City is presented by Courtesy Subaru, by Shields, Qdoba Mexican Eats, Renewal by Anderson, Sicky's Garage Burgers and Brews, the Mustang Disaster Cleanup, and the Man Salon. Post 22 takes the win, 9-5 over the Billings Royals in Game 2 of the Veterans Classic. And we remind you that the Veterans Classic this year is brought to you by Rapid Wash Car Wash, located on 1735 Haynes Avenue. This was as advertised, this matchup, and the Hardhats were in a nail-biter right up until the bottom of the 5th. Both teams traded scoreless innings the first 2 frames, but then in the top of the 3rd, an RBI triple with 2 outs hit by Carson Klumpien gave the Royals a 1-0 lead over Post 22. Hardhats wouldn't be able to reciprocate with a run in the bottom half of the 3rd. They went 1-2-3 in that frame, and to the top of the 4th we'd go, and that is where the Royals would add another run. Sam Evenson led off with a double, advanced to 3rd on a pass ball, and was knocked in on a 2-out RBI single by Michael Moorhead. That gave the Royals a 2-0 lead. We then go into the bottom half of the 4th, and that's when the Hardhats bats came alive. Sorensen led off with his 2nd infield single of the game. Chase Caldwell followed up with a walk, and after a Zach Sumption strikeout, Alex Weaver hit a 2-run RBI single to tie the game up at 2. And Ryan Schmidt followed up with an RBI single of his own. Alex Weaver ended up scoring on an error, trying to catch Schmidt stealing second. It was airmailed into center field. Weaver came home to score, and that gave the Hardhats the lead, and from that point on, they would not relinquish it. 3-2 was the lead going into that monster 5th inning that I talked about, and after allowing a 1-out single to Jarrett Linewan, the Hardhats clamped down, got the next 2 gentlemen out, and that ended the top half of the 5th. The bottom half of the fifth started off with Matt Hegre grounding out to third, but 5 consecutive gentlemen made base and came all the way around to score. Here is how the scoring summary looked like from my scorebook. Matt Hegre, 5-3 ground out, 1 out. Cooper Bowman, a triple, came around to score. Jack Sorensen, an RBI single, came around. Jace Caldwell, an RBI triple, came around. Sumption, a walk, came around along with a stolen base. Alex Weaver, an RBI single, came around to score. Ryan Schmidt, an RBI double. Mason Messenger, an RBI single. Connor King walked. Matt Hegre struck out, and that ended the inning. A monster inning for the Hard Hats, who strung together hit after hit and took advantage of free passes in the ball game. So at that point, 8-2 was the Hard Hats lead. They were either 2 runs away or 2 innings away from the win. We go to the top of the 6th, and the Royals added another run to their tally with 2 outs. Atticus Bryan was walked, and Michael Moorhead knocked him in on an RBI single after a pass ball put him in scoring position for the single to knock him in. Then we'd go to the 7th. The Hard Hats with an 9-5 lead at that point, 9-3 lead, would then surrender 2 more runs in the top of the 7th, and they would hang on and get the win. The final score, 9-5, Hard Hats get the win. For the Hard Hats, it was 9 runs on a dozen hits with 2 errors in the field. And for the Billings Royals, it was 5 runs on 9 hits with an error on defense. Folks, thank you so much for joining us for tonight's action. Tomorrow, the Hard Hats will play in a doubleheader. Here is the entire day schedule for day 3 of the tournament. The Post 22 Expos will lead off in the morning at 10 in the morning. They'll take on this Billings Royals club. The Royals will stay on the field and then take on Taconite, Minnesota at 1. Then the Hard Hats will play against the NoCo Roughnecks at 4 p.m. to start off their doubleheader. They will conclude with the nightcap against Taconite, Minnesota, and that will be the end of pool play. As pool play stands right now, the Hard Hats are in the driver's seat. They have a perfect 2-0 record under their belt. NoCo right below them has a 2-1 record. The Billings Royals are even at a win and a loss. The Post 22 Expos have a 1-2 record, and Taconite has yet to register a win in the tournament. They are 0-2 in pool play so far. So Taconite has a the Royals have a doubleheader, and the Hard Hats have a doubleheader tomorrow on the schedule. Once again, folks, thanks so much for joining us. For all of us with a Post 22 organization, from General Manager Wayne Sullivan all the way to Kelvin Torvey and the rest of our staff, and to our good friends at Halgo Broadcasting, Chris Halgo and Ian Rambo and ESPN Rapid City, this is Mark Benetti saying so long, and we'll see you for Day 3 of the Veterans Classic, presented by Rapid Wash Car Wash, tomorrow night for a doubleheader at 4.